Welcome everyone. Today is Lord Vamana's appearance day. So here from the altar, Lord Jagannath is clearly in the mood of Lord Vamana Day. He's dressed like Lord Vamana Day. We will speak about all this paraphernalia he received at the time of his appearance. So, Lord Vamana Day is glorified by Jayadev Goswami in his Gita Govinda, and he is singing Shalaya Sivik Amibalim Adhuta Vamanam Padanagami Janita Janapavana Eshavadita Vamana Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare. This is one of the 10 verses wherein the Sri Dasavatara-Stotra, and it's a song about the 10 avatars. And this verse describes Vikramane, Lord Vikramane, it's Vamana Rupa. And he sings all glories to Lord Keshav, who assumed the form of a dwarf, O Lord of the universe, who takes away inauspiciousness for the devotees. O wonderful Vamana, you tricked Bali Maharaj by your steps. The water that you touched, the water that touched the nails of your lotus feet when you pierce through the covering of the universe purifies all the living entities in the form of the river Ganges. That's the vision of Jayadev Goswami, that Lord Vamana is worshipped with different mantras. That's Brahmanas worship them with the following mantras. Om Reim Vamanaya Namaha Pranavan Puramurvutya Vamanaya Namantakam Udret Vamanam Mandam Bhakti Mukti Padayakam Om Paravamanya Vitmai Shivamanaya Dhimani Danabai Brahma Prayochayat. These are mantras sung by Brahmins. Since a few years, every morning I am worshipping Lord Vamana, repeating these mantras, as well as the Dasavatara-Stotra, glorifying and Lord Vanama. Now, like mentioned in the Brahma Samhita, Lord Krishna has unlimited incarnations. But they all come for the same purpose. Yadaya Daya Dharmasya Gnani Bhakta Bhakta Bhutanama Dharmasya Tatatmanam Shichamyam. When there is a decline in religion, then the Supreme Lord comes every time to restore the religious principles. Yeah. And we have Paritranaya Sadhanam, Vinasaya Sadhuskitam, Samstana, Sampanartaya, Sambhavam Yuge Yuge. And he comes to protect his devotees and to annihilate the demons. And we will see the appearance of Vanama is also following this words of Lord Krishna from Bhagavad Gita. Now, why did Lord Vanama appear? The story starts in history that there were two things going on in the universe at the time, at the same time. And the first thing, one of the things that happened, King Indra in heaven, he was being worshipped by all the residents of heaven. He was sitting on the throne, and with him on the throne was his wife Sachi, and they were all receiving puja by them, the Gandharvas were singing. They sang beautiful songs, and Apsaras were dancing, and with so many instruments. It was a whole concert. And at that time, the spiritual master of King Indra appeared, but Lord Indra, he did not move from his throne. He did not welcome his spiritual master. He enjoyed receiving the glorification. And at that time, Brihaspati he disappeared. That was not very auspicious. If one does not glorify and worship the spiritual masters and give him the required respect, one loses all one's spiritual power. It goes away. At the same time, in the lower planetary systems, Bali Maharaj was a grandson of Prahlad Maharaj, the special case. He was a devotee in heart, but he was a leader of the demons. And since the demons need a devotee to lead, that's Krishna's arrangement. But in heart he was a devotee. And Bali Maharaj, together with all the demons, they were doing Guru Puja for Sukracharya. They were everyday Guru Puja. And by that they were gaining in power. And they became stronger day by day. And the demigods, they became weaker because of their offense to Brihaspati. So, by that, Bali Maharaj became so powerful that he conquered the heavenly planets. And he got possession of the whole universe. And all the demigods, they disappeared. And demigods, they have a subtle body, and they have the power to make them visible for those with material vision, or to disappear from that vision. But still, they were scattered all over the universe. And then Aditi, she is the mother of all the demigods. She became very concerned and she started to perform austerities, to invoke the Supreme Lord to appear to help the demigods. And she performed, it's a ritualistic ceremony, it's called Vrata, but it's just based on the principles of devotional service. She was performing devotional service and was begging the Supreme Lord to appear. At a certain time, the Supreme Lord appeared. You can put the next slide now. He appeared with his full arms, conch shell, disc, lotus flower, that we see on the picture. And here you see Aditi. She's in full bliss, full ecstasy. Finally the Lord appeared. It's described here in the Bhagavatam that after Aditi had performed the ritualistic ceremony known as Vrata, the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, dressed in yellow garments and bearing a conch shell, disc, club and lotus in his four hands, appeared before her. At that time, Aditi was so overwhelmed by transcendental bliss that she at once stood up and then fell to the ground like a rod to offer the Lord her respectful obeisances. When she arose, she was trembling, her eyes were filled with tears, and her hair was standing on end, and thus she could not utter a word. She appeared to be drinking the Supreme Lord through her eyes. Finally she regained her composure and began offering prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead in a faltering voice and with great love. O Master and enjoyer of all sacrificial ceremonies, O infallible and most famous person, whose name when chanted spreads all good fortune, O original Supreme Personality of Godhead, Supreme Controller, shelter of all holy places, you are the shelter of all poor suffering living entities, and you have appeared to diminish their suffering. Please be so kind to us and spread your good fortune. So Aditi requested to appear as her son, to help the demigods to regain their position. And the Supreme Lord agreed to appear. And then what's happening? Yes, the Lord appears from the womb of Aditi. So I will read a part of the Bhagavatam now which describes his appearance. Traditionally in India, since time immemorial practically, they are celebrating in many villages the appearance day of Lord Vanama. And traditionally they speak only on the appearance, on just the appearance, not all the rest of the pastime. But still, I will concentrate on the appearance, but I think the story of Vanama and Bhavan is also very important to understand the reason for the appearance of Lord Vanama. So it starts in the Bhagavatam in the 18th chapter, text 5. On the day of Vanama Dvadasi, that's today, we are on Vanama Dvadasi today, the 12th day of the bright fortnight in the month of Bhadra, when the moon came into the lunar mansion of Shravana, at the auspicious moment of Abhijit, the Lord appeared in this universe. Considering the Lord's appearance very auspicious, all the stars and planets, from the sun to Saturn, were magnificently charitable. Next verse. O king, when the Lord appeared on Dvadasi, the 12th day of the moon, the sun was at the meridian. As every learned scholar knows, this Dvadasi is called Vijaya. Today. Next verse. Conch shells, kettle drums, banavas and anakas vibrated in concert. The sound of these and various other instruments was tumultuous. Being very pleased, the celestial dancing girls, the apsaras, danced in jubilation. The best of the Gandharvas sang songs, and the great sages, demigods, manus, pitas, and fire gods offered prayers to satisfy the Lord. So the demigods, they, of such occasions, they immediately go into the festival mood. You see also like when Lord Krishna was dancing on the hoods of Kalia. He was dancing like Paramnatya dance, like with the foot. He was pushing down the heads of Kalia and was jumping from one head to another. And then we see all the residents of Vrindavan, they are like, Krishna is going to die, it's very dangerous, and they are all dead lying on the border of the Yamuna. And even Nanda Maharaj, he wants to enter the Yamuna to save his son, but Balaram stopped him. He says, well, if you enter the Yamuna, you will die. You will not come out. And who is going to take care of Krishna? So they are all in a mood of anxiety, but suddenly all these demigods, the apsaras start to dance, kettle drums, and the demigods, they start a whole festival, and Krishna starts to dance on their music, on the hoods of Kali, jumping from one place to another. And then the whole atmosphere comes from the mood of lamenting and fear and in a festival. So we have that here also. The demigods, they are always there when the Lord appears, or as important pastimes. They are the Siddhas, the Vidyadharas, the Kimpurusas, the Kinnaras, the Charanas, the Yakshas, the Rakshasas, the Parnas, the best of the serpents, and the followers of the demigods all showered flowers on Aditi's residence, covering the entire house while glorifying and praising the Lord and dancing. When Aditi saw the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who had appeared from her womb, having accepted the transcendental body by his own spiritual potency, she was struck with wonder and was very happy. Upon seeing the child, Prajapati Kashyap exclaimed, Jai, Jai, in great happiness and wonder. Next slide. Here we see Lord Vamadev who appears. The Lord appeared in his original form, with ornaments and weapons in his hand. Although this ever-existing form is not visible in the material world, he nonetheless appeared in this form. Then in the presence of his father and mother, he assumed the form of Vaman, a Brahman dwarf, a brahmachari, just like a theatrical actor. When the great sages saw the Lord as the brahmachari dwarf, Vaman, they were certainly very pleased. Thus they placed before them Kashyapa Muni, the Prajapati, and performed all the idealistic ceremonies, such as the birthday ceremony. At the sacred thread ceremony of Vamandev, the sun god personally uttered the Gayatri mantra. Brihaspati offered the sacred thread. Kashyapa Muni offered a straw belt. Mother Earth gave him a deer skin. She is wearing this deer skin. And the demigods of the moon, who is the king of the forest, gave him a Brahma Danda, the rod of a brahmachari, which he is carrying in his left hand. His mother Aditi gave him cloth for underwear, and the deity presiding over the heavenly kingdom offered him an umbrella. See the umbrella? Yeah. O king, Lord Brahma offered a water pot to the inexhaustible Supreme Personality of Godhead. The 7 sages offered him pusa grass, and Mother Saraswati gave him a string of rudraksha beads, which he has around his neck. When Vamandev had thus been given the sacred thread, Kuvera, king of the Yakshas, gave him a pot for begging alms. Mother Parvati, the wife of Lord Shiva and most chaste mother of the entire universe, gave him his first alms. Having thus been welcomed by everyone, Lord Vamandev, the best of the brahmacharis, exhibited his Brahman effulgence. Thus he surpassed in beauty that entire assembly, which was filled with great saintly Brahmins. After Lord Shivamandev set a sacrificial fire, he offered worship and performed a fire sacrifice on the sacrificial field. When the Lord heard that Bali Maharaj was performing Asvamedha sacrifices under the patronage of Brahmins belonging to the Bhrigu dynasty, the Supreme Lord, who is full in every respect, proceeded to show his mercy to Bali Maharaj. By his weight he pushed down the earth with every step. Then Lord Vamandev is going to the sacrificial arena, and there is offered the seat of honor by Bali Maharaj, and Bali Maharaj glorifies him, and then the Supreme Lord Vamandev, he glorifies his forefathers, that before his great demons in his line. He says some nice words about Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakasipu. But then Bali Maharaj, he says to Vamandev, yes, you can ask me any benediction you want, whatever you want, I will give you. That Lord Vamandev saying, I only want 3 steps of land. But then Bali Maharaj, he says to Lord Vamandev, I think that what you are only asking 3 steps of land, that does not seem very intelligent to me, because I'm the ruler of the 3 worlds, I have everything. You should ask something more. Lord Vamandev say, no, only 3 steps of land. And Bali Maharaj agrees, but then his spiritual master, Sukracharya, he objects. That he said, yes, we have promised him 3 steps of land, but this dwarf, he's the imperishable Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's Lord Vishnu, and if you give him 3 steps of land, you gave him 3 steps of land, he will take everything away. That you should not grant him this boon. You should, even if you make a promise, he said, and there is an urgency situation, then it's okay not to fulfill your promise. So therefore, don't give him this promise. Don't fulfill this promise. Because he said, you are a rascal. You have made a very big mistake. But Bali Maharaj said, no, I need to carry out the order of the Supreme Lord. And so it's not very religious, it's not according to Dharma. If a king does not fulfill his promise, even if this dwarf is Lord Vishnu and he takes everything from me, what's the point? All these riches, all these possessions, it's only temporary. But my reputation is more important, because that will live a long time after that, if one has a good reputation. So, next slide. Here you have Sukracharya, who disagrees, and Bali Maharaj, who in fact neglects the instruction of his spiritual master. He rejects his spiritual master. That's quite a heavy point, because the spiritual master is not, he rejects the instructions, because the instructions on bhakti, on devotional service, are supreme to those of karma kanda, or acting for temporary benefit of the body. So then the next step that you can take next picture. Here Lord Vamadev then decides to take 3 steps, but in fact it takes only 2 steps. Described here in the Bhagavatam. As Bali Maharaj and the members of the assembly watched in stunned amazement, the unlimited Supreme Personality of Godhead, who had assumed the form of Vaman, began increasing in size until everything in the universe was within his body, including the earth, the planetary systems, the sky, the oceans, the birds, the beasts, the human beings, the demigods, and the great saintly persons. The Lord in his universal form thus stood before Bali Maharaj, holding a conch shell, sword, shield, flaming discus, arrow, bow, lotus flower, and club. On the Lord's feet, Bali Maharaj saw the surface of the globe. On the surface of his calves, all the mountains. On its bosom, all the clusters of stars, as well as the goddess of fortune, who held a lotus flower in her hand, and on his hair the clouds. The Lord wore a yellow garment covered by a belt, and he was decorated by a flowery garland, surrounded by bees, manifesting himself in this way. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose activities are wonderful, covered the entire surface of the earth with one footstep, the sky with his body, and all directions with his arms. So Bali Maharaj was in trouble, and it appears very serious, because you can take the next verse, the next slide. Here Bali Maharaj is not sitting on the throne anymore. It's Lord Vamadev. And Lord Vamadev has arrested Bali Maharaj because he did not fulfill his promise. He got only 2 steps and he wanted 3 steps. So he cheated Bali Maharaj. That's what Chiradev Goswami is singing in his song. That says, Shalashyasi Vikrame Valim. The one, is the form, the beautiful form of God of Krishna, who has cheated Bali Maharaj. That's what the song says. That now that Lord Vanama arranged that Garuda arrested Bali Maharaj with the ropes of the serpent Vashuki. Yeah, you see the ropes, the serpent, how it's bound up, that Bali Maharaj, his head is hanging down, but he said before, yes, if he takes everything, it's okay. I will not envy him if he does that. That he said that before. So he surrendered everything to the Supreme Lord. Of course, in that way, because the demons, they wanted to attack, but they were all killed by soldiers arranged by Lord Vaman. He told them, don't attack, don't retaliate, he said, because time is against us, providence is against us, that we have just to wait when the time comes auspicious for us again. There's no use to attack. And then, of course, Lord Vamana Devi, he protects the demigods, he gives their heavenly planets back, and he sent Bali Maharaj to Sutal. That's a planet, one of the lower planets in the universe. But it's a very special planet, because it's a planet which is much more opulent than the Earth, one of the most opulent planets in the universe. And finally, Lord Vamandev became his doorkeeper. He waited before. So in that way, he had always darshan of the Supreme Lord. But still, this was a very difficult moment for Bali Maharaj, because he was arrested, and then we will see then many demigods come to plead before Lord Vamandev for his release. And then Lord Brahma, he wanted to speak to Lord Vamandev. Then suddenly the wife of Bali Maharaj comes between and starts to speak to Lord Vamandev. And she says, "Please forgive me, my Supreme Lord. My husband is a rascal and a fool." So you must have it from your wife. But anyway, she said, "Yes, my husband thought that the whole universe was his possession. He thought that his body was his possession. And he thinks that his body belongs to him." Why is she saying that? Because just before, Lord Vamandev asked Bali Maharaj, "What about my third step? You did not fulfill your promise." Then Bali Maharaj said, "You put your third step on my head, my Lord." But of course, here is why we're saying he thinks his head belongs to him, but it's your body, it's also your possession, so please forgive him. And then Lord Brahma speaks and says, yes. So Bali Maharaj has now surrendered, he gave everything, what he wanted. He gave back the heavenly planets, and he has been punished severely, so now he has punished, let him go, he has done his. And so all the main demigods come to speak in favor of Bali Maharaj. But this story of of this pastime with Bali Maharaj is in fact a glorification of Bali Maharaj, because it shows the perfection of surrender. He surrendered everything to the Supreme Lord, whatever the material whatever the material consequences would be, because he lost everything in the universe. Of course, he got Sutta. So that's a very important lesson, the process of surrender. We see how Bali Maharaj, although he possessed everything, he was the greatest, he was ruling all the planets, that like Hiranyakasipu, he was also ruling the whole universe. But he was quite different. He was a devotee, and he was not detached. And he recognized the instructions of my spiritual master Sukracharya, that is not a bona fide spiritual master. He did give me, he did not instruct me to surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that's another lesson we can learn from this pastime, that, yes. Shiva Mandev ki Jai. So, thank you very much. Any questions or comments? Or? Yes.
You were reading that Vamandev appeared in his original form.
Yeah.
Four-handed form.
Yeah.
And again you said original form.
Yeah.
So, but isn't originally Krishna two-handed, covered by the original form? Like, how can we understand that statement, original form?
Yes, that's the four-armed form is the Narayan form, which we find in the Vaikuntha planets. And according to the positions of the different paraphernalia in the four hands, its incarnation, or the form of Narayan has different names. And so many planets, and they are presiding deities of different planets in the spiritual world. And in Vaikuntha, Narayan is supreme. But from the Bhagavatam, we learn Krishna's to Bhagavan Swayam. Ekasham Skalapam Sa Krishna's to Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is a fountainhead of all other incarnations. But it means that the Narayan forms, so originally we have Krishna is a fountainhead. His first expansion is Balaram. From Balaram comes Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. That's called the Chaturvyuha. And they are all Narayan forms. And then from this Sankarshan, a second Chaturvyuha comes. Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. And then from this Sankarshan, Vishnu comes. And from there, the material world, the material universes are emanating from his pores, maybe exhales. So the form of Krishna is supreme, but still they are all on the same Vishnu Tattva level. So it's not wrong to call Lord Narayan the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's the same Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because it's equal to Shiva and Kumar and to the Vaikuntha planets. Then Lord Narayan, to please Kumar, he took the form of Krishna and played on the flute. Krishna, But still, Krishna, Kumar wanted the original form. So yes, we say Narayana is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but Lord Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. But they are not different, although there's a difference between Krishna and Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yes, 4 characteristics that Lord Narayana does not have. But let's see what I can remember. Yes, it's extraordinarily beautiful. He plays his flute. He has his beautiful pastimes with his associates in Goloka Vrindavan. And there's a 4th one. Don't remember. Maybe somewhere I remember the 4th one.
His associates, isn't it?
Yeah, his associates. Yeah. Extraordinary pastimes and his pastimes with his associates. And that makes Krishna. Eti Shamskala, Pumsa, Krishna's to Bhagavan's is the origin of all Krishna forms. So, that's what I could say. Something else?
Yeah.
Yes.
Also one incident also happened when Krishna wanted to hide from the gopis. He took the form of Narayana.
Yeah.
And then the gopis, they were not attracted by the form of Narayana. So they were asking Narayana, where is Krishna? So this is also an incident where Krishna could manifest his opulence like Narayana.
Yeah. So then, it's an instance of the gopis. They were searching for Krishna, and Krishna became aware that the gopis were searching him, and he could not hide. So it took his form of Lord Narayana, and all the gopis came and offered respect to Lord Narayana, and he asked, "Didn't you see Krishna somewhere?" Then Srimati Radharani came, and Krishna had this form of Narayana, but he could not maintain it in the association of Srimati Radharani. He had to come to his true form, because Srimati Radharani, she is Krishna Akarshan. That she attracts Krishna and she controls Krishna by her love. That shows that he had to abandon his form of Narayana. Because all these forms are in Krishna, because when he leaves for Mathura, then his form of Krishna never leaves Vrindavan, remains in, and he goes to Mathura as Krishna, but in the mood of Lord Narayana, because when he has to fight with demons, that's in his speech of Lord Narayana. Anyway, many things to say about it. Thank you. Okay, yes?
I was wondering, in the section of the Bhagavatam it was said Brahmacharya is also Danda.
Yeah. That's traditionally this is the Brahmachari outfit, and some of course later in the tradition it changed a little, maybe not so practical in modern forms, but that was the Brahmachari, yes. He was wearing a deer skin and knotted hair and performed great austerities. See that? Mm-hmm. But the difference between a brahmachari and a sannyas is they are going to the same austerities, the same things that they have also done. In the beginning in our movement, the brahmacharis, they had these copies of the brahmacharis, of sannyasis. They were dressed practically like sannyasis. But later that was changed. But in the beginning, they were quite similar. Could give a lecture on brahmachari right now. It's not appropriate right now, but it's true. Something else? Okay. Lord Vamadev ki
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai. Jai.